Good evening. Good evening. Let us begin with what is essential and let all else wait its turn. My conversation is usually limited to "I will help you," not because there are not many beautiful words in Scripture, not because doctrine has no place, but because words are only auxiliaries, and words sometimes are an interference. Do you see? We are not meeting for slogans, nor for spiritual theatrics, nor for a parade of phrases. We are meeting to behold, to rest, to let God be God where we stand. Your consciousness is your atmosphere, not the room, not the weather, not the market. Your consciousness. Keep it clean. Keep it free of fear, free of the heat of judgment, free of the cold draft of self-pity. Be still and know that I am God. That is not a slogan. It is the climate control of the soul. If the atmosphere within is clear, the winds without cannot drive you. The noise without cannot invade. If the atmosphere within is God-centered, outcomes take care of themselves. If the atmosphere within is fevered with anxious fixing, the finest prayers become mere sound. I will help you, not by many words, but by standing in the awareness that God is present and that God is not afar off to be fetched, improved, or persuaded. I and my Father are one. If that is true of the Master, it is true of the Son. God knows in you, the one of whom it is said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." We will not try to feel this into being. We will not perform for it. We will quietly consent to it, and in that consent, the air of your being clarifies. The aim here is practical. Daily cleansing of consciousness, without superstition, without fear-driven ritual. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know whether your atmosphere is clean. Not by tingles, not by tears, not by a fine talk, but by harmony established where discord had claimed ground, by poise where pressure had been loud. If the fruitage appears, you have touched reality. If it does not, let us not pretend. Let us be still again. So we begin with a gentle resolve, fewer words, more realization. We will use words to prime the pump, perhaps, but then we will let the water run of its own accord. Our watch is not outside, our watch is within. Keep the atmosphere clear. When you are tempted to explain, return to silence. When you are tempted to dramatize, return to presence. Do you see? We shall move step by step, but already we are underway, tending the inner atmosphere with quiet authority and trusting that as within, so in manifestation. I will help you. Let us be still. Hygiene, as we speak it here, is not a scrubbing of surfaces, nor a staging of conditions for luck. Hygiene is the steady discipline of perception, cleaning the lens, not decorating the room. Cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Do you see? We are not strategizing outcomes, we are transfiguring outlook. We are not painting clouds on the ceiling of the mind. We are opening the window of isness. When the within is clear, the without reveals its order. So let us be honest about what we drop. We drop anxiety-driven rites, lighting this, touching that, arranging objects in a pattern to persuade a presence that is already here. We drop energy obsessions, the counting, measuring, and chasing of currents, as if life were a battery to be charged. We drop performative positivity, that smiling armor that hides an unhealed fear. And we surely drop the platitudes that bruise rather than bless. There are no problems, tossed at a friend who weeps. In vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem will you find the key, but the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, and the kingdom of God is within you. If within, then props are the arm of flesh. Drop it. What then do we keep? We keep identity, God appearing as you. We keep isness, truth present, not future. We keep compassionate silence that refuses to trample a tender heart with talk. And we keep the only reliable measure, fruitage, tangible harmony, emerging where discord had claimed a name. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know whether hygiene is occurring, not by glow, but by grace that functions, not by noise, but by quiet adjustment in the affairs of the day. How is this practiced? Replace control rituals with conscious knowing and receptivity. Prime the pump, perhaps, with a word. I and the Father are one. Son, thou art ever with me. All that I have is thine. Then be still. Take no thought for your life. Let the inner atmosphere announce the law that already is. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Hygiene is singleness of eye, one presence, one power, one activity. Let me tell you of Mara, no saint, only a neighbor whose desk was an altar to anxiety, crystals, cards, colors assigned to days, affirmations taped over every crack. She called one evening breathless over a contract and a diagnosis. I said only, I will help you. No counsel, no ritual. I sat and I refused to personalize the clamor. I rested in is. In the morning, she said, something settled in me in the night. The contract found its clarity. The report shifted from fear to manageable fact. And more than these, her face lost its tremor. That is not magic. That is cause honored at its root. Hygiene addresses cause consciousness, not affects props. It lifts fear off the altar and returns presence to the throne. Do you follow that? Clean the seeing, and the scene will align. Let the room be as it is. Let the rituals go. Be still. No. And let fruitage quietly testify. Now we touch the root. The infinite has chosen a very simple language for us. Few words, but exact. The first of these is as God the invisible appears as the visible individual. You see? Not near you, not over you, not lending you a spark as if from a warehouse of grace. God is manifest as individual being. When you behold the Son, you behold the Father appearing. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. I and the Father are one. This is not poetry. This is ontology. If you miss this, you will practice from separation. And separation is the seed of anxiety. As means you never begin from a little self reaching out to a big God. You begin from God as your identity. Not as personality, not as history, not as temperament, but as the I of you, the Son, in whom the Father is already well pleased. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Let that sentence be the wash that cleans the root. Hear it, not as flattery to a human creature, but as God testifying to God's own appearing. If it was true on the mount, it is true in the kitchen, at the desk, in the hospital corridor. The voice does not come to improve you. The voice reveals you. Identity hygiene consists in unseeing both human good and human evil long enough to behold the one who is your life. Human good talent, charm, luck cannot carry you into peace. Human evil, fault, fear, failure cannot bar you from it. Both are the arm of flesh. Drop it. Look back of the eye. Behold the eye that says, before Abraham was, I am. When you look in the mirror, do not coax a mortal into adequacy. Be still and let the truth announce itself. God is appearing as this very eye. Do you follow that? Practice it gently, without drama. In the morning, not as a pep talk, but as recognition, let your inner ear receive. Beloved Son, all that I have is thine. Then rest. No parade of virtues, no inventory of faults. The seeing itself is the hygiene. When you meet another friend, clerk, patient, partner, silently consent, Father, this is thy beloved Son. I give not a thought to the mask. I behold thy appearing. That consent is ministry. It quiets the air. A man came to me, weary from propping up an image of confidence. He had memorized phrases, stiffened his smile, and yet trembled. I said very little. I sat and knew God as this man. In a day or two he returned, puzzled and relieved. The strain dropped, he said. I didn't perform. Things arranged themselves. Of course, strain is the symptom of separation. Ease is the fruit of as. If the root is clean, the branch is bare. If identity is known, practice is simple. Not many words, just this. God the invisible appears as you. Carry it softly. Let "this is my beloved Son" rinse the thought whenever a second self proposes itself. Refuse that second self. Stand in the one. From there, everything else will take its rightful place. Do you see? Having seen that God appears as you, we now stand still in what is. Is the second pillar. Harmony is. Love is. Life is. Supply is. Do you see? We are not summoning these. We are consenting to their presence. I am that I am. Not I will be if you work hard enough. Not I was when conditions were better. In him we live and move and have our being. Being is. The work is not to fabricate God presence, but to unclench, to unstrain, until the already present makes itself known as the atmosphere of your very consciousness. You are not trying to make 2 times 2 4. You realize it is 4. There is no creativity in it, no personal accomplishment, no triumph, only recognition. So with life, so with peace, so with every facet of divine order. You are never trying to heal somebody or fix a scene or push a result across the line. You are living in the realization of is. Be still and know that I am God. Not be still and make me God. Not be still and bargain with me. Be still and know. The strain of mental pushing, the marathon of affirmational chatter, is the arm of flesh. Drop it. Practice is simple. When a discord presents itself, noise in a meeting, trouble in a body, confusion in a bill, pause. Take no thought. Let the inner word announce itself. Father, thou art the life here. Thou art the mind here. Thou art the law here. Then be silent. Words prime the pump. Realization draws the water. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Not requested, recognized. As recognition ripens, the appearance yields. The surface rearranges to match the fact. Peace, be still is not a command shouted at storms. It is the hush of realized is within you, and the waves know it. A mother once telephoned near midnight. The child was flushed. The house was frightened. I said, only I will help you. I put down the receiver and sat in the ears of life, unborn, undying, unfevered. No words, no wrestling, only consent to what is. Within minutes, the air grew quiet. They slept. In the morning, there was nothing to discuss, and so we discussed nothing. You see? It was not my thought acting upon a condition. It was the non-action of truth revealing itself as order. Removes the desperation that breeds superstition. No charms to ward off lack, no bargains to outwit fate, no guilty inventory to merit a blessing. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Not, I hope not to want, I shall not want, because being is full. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Given is, received as we grow quiet enough to stop fixing and start beholding live from isness. The fear that drove you to perform will evaporate in presence. I will help you. Be still and let it be what it is. Do you follow that? Having stood in is we must now name what would deny it. We must name it correctly, or we will wrestle phantoms and call it prayer. Error is never a person, never a law, never a substance. It is mesmerism, impersonal hypnotic suggestion, the belief in two powers appearing as scenes, as symptoms, as characters in your play. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. If one is, two cannot be. I am the Lord, and there is none else. Do you see? If you hold to God in a problem, you have already stepped into a dream. Our hygiene is to wake. Think of the old traveler in the dusk who jumps at a snake and then, in the lamplight, finds a rope. The snake never was. Or the child certain there is a white poodle by the gate, only to discover a scrap of fog drifting low. Nothing was there but belief. So with error, it is the arm of flesh appearance without essence, fear dressed as fact. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us. Arm of flesh means nothingness. If you call it person, you bind it to a face. If you call it law, you bow to it. If you call it substance, you fear it. Call it what it is. Suggestion. Drop it. Depersonalization is clean hygiene. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Do not rehearse the story. Do not defend or accuse. In the first ripple of fear, be quick and gentle. This is hypnotic suggestion. No person, no law, no substance. Then return to as is. Resist not evil. Why? Because there is no evil power to resist, only a vacuum dressed up as argument. You cannot push back a mirage. You see through it, and the heat shimmer stops troubling you. Do you follow that? A merchant once sat before me, burning with indignation. A partner had accused him. Papers had arrived with seals and threats. His mouth was full of self-justification. I asked only for quiet. I said, I will help you. Then I gave not a thought to plaintiff or defendant, to clause or code. I sat in one God, appearing as this man and as that partner, no second power, no second cause. I labeled the storm as mesmerism, accusation, fear, self-defense, one fabric of suggestion. I did not wrestle it, I unsaw it. Within days, a letter arrived, misunderstanding admitted, terms softened, an apology without fanfare. But more than that, the man's breath had slowed. His nights were untroubled. Fruitage. By our life experience, we know. This reframing removes blame and the guilt that breeds ritual anxiety. Remember the master at the pool of accusation. Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents. Not a person at fault, not a moral lever to pull, simply an occasion for God to be seen as God. When you drop the person, you drop the theater. When you drop the theater, you drop the props. Presence stands free of your fear. So whenever the suggestion comes, headlines shouting, a body complaining, a bank statement whispering, lack be swift, only suggestion, the snake is a rope, the poodle is fog, the arm of flesh is nothing. Then be still and know is. Stay there until the air within is clear. You will feel the hush that says, one, and as within, so without. Do you see? This is hygiene. Quiet, disciplined, impersonal. Drop it and the atmosphere cleans at once. By your life experience, by the fruitage you will know. Not by the warmth of an hour's meeting, not by the eloquence of a phrase, but by harmony appearing where discord had claimed a name. By their fruits ye shall know them. Do you see? If, as you maintain a clean atmosphere, God appearing as you, God present as is, problems yield quickly, decisions clarify, nights grow quiet, relations soften, supply arranges itself without clutching, then you have a faithful barometer. Consciousness cleansed is proving itself. If not, do not defend your method. Do not decorate your speech. Adjust the practice. Fruitage is not a surge of emotion, it is a change of weather. Breathable air where panic had been. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. If the yoke is grinding, you are pulling with the arm of flesh. Drop it. Return to as is. Be still. The test is simple. Fewer reactions, fewer rehearsals of grievance, fewer compulsions to explain yourself or another, more poise mid-meeting, more gentleness when contradicted, more patience with timing that is not yours, clearer provision without bargaining, and when called upon, the capacity to help another without much talk. Often only, I will help you, and then silence that heals. Scripture names the fruit. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Do you follow that? If these are ripening, your hygiene is working. If irritation flashes often, if fear whistles through every headline, if money must be pried loose by schemes, if your kindness is a performance that exhausts you, you may be in an emotional jag of words, recitations without realization. Do not be shamed. Be corrected. Words prime the pump. Realization draws the water. Sit down. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Label the unrest mesmerism. Then rest in is until the hush comes. Measure quietly. No boasting. No testimony for show. A barometer is not a trumpet. Keep account in the heart. Was I quicker to pause than to pounce today? Did I sense provision as given before I asked? Did I see the Christ back of the eye rather than improve a personality? Did help flow as presence? And did those who asked for aid find themselves at ease without explanations? Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. If that peace is your atmosphere, more often than not, you are on the beam. If the fruitage is scant, check the roots. Are you starting from a self trying to reach God? Correct it. God appearing as you. Are you trying to fix what is already fulfilled? Correct it. Is. Are you arguing with a second power? Correct it. Hypnotic suggestion, nothing. Then be still. Repeat this as often as needed. A tree is known by its fruit. We test the atmosphere not by talk, but by breathable ease. When the air of your being is clear, the day walks in it, and others breathe easier because you are near. Do you see? Morning begins the practice, not with a rush of phrases, but with a turn of recognition. Before the hand reaches for the lamp or the glass, let the heart reach for the root. God is manifest as my being now. As, not in a moment, not after coffee, not after improvement. Now I and my Father are one. Hear it as identity, not as ambition. Then let the ancient benediction rinse the thought. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Take it personally, yet not humanly. Receive it as God addressing God's own appearing, as the fact of being that precedes every schedule, task, and temperament. Do you see? Next, stop speaking within. Rest is. Harmony is. Love is. Life is. Supply is. You are not attempting to heat a cold room with words. You are noticing the fire that is already burning. In Him we live and move and have our being. Be still and know. Let the hush come, not a trance, not a mood, just the soft settling that follows recognition. 1 minute will do, sometimes less. If thought tries to rehearse duties or replay yesterday, answer it with a gentle no and return to is. Words prime the pump. Silence clears the water. Wait until the air of your being is simple. Now look out over the day as you would over a garden entrusted to you. Address the calendar from sonship, not from strategy. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Appointments are not strangers, they are occasions for God to behold God. Silently offer to each face. You will meet colleague, client, child, critic. Only this, I will help you. Offer it to your own body if it asks for notice. Offer it to your ledger if it whispers lack. Offer it to the news before it shouts. You are not planning speeches, you are consenting to presence. The presence helps, not your cleverness. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. Then give a minute to listening, having primed with as is. Let spirit speak if there is something to be said. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. Do not fish for phrases. Do not test for signs. If the minute is filled with silence, honor it. If a word arrives, it will be simple and weighty. Fear not. I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. All that I have is thine. Receive. Do not compose. This is the shift from letter to spirit in miniature. When the minute closes, move without hurry. If the clock argues, do not join the argument. Stillness is swifter than anxiety. Should agitation appear later, trace it to this foundation. Often it will mean the morning was rushed and the pump unprimed. Do not scold yourself. Correct it. Pause wherever you are and repeat the recognition, God appearing as me, is, and listen a moment. His mercies are new every morning. Morning is whenever you wake to truth. Keep this gentle rhythm, brief conscious knowing. A rest in is a silent offering of I will help you, a minute of listening. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will find the day breathing easier. Do you follow that? Midday asks for a second cleansing, not because God has faded, but because the noise has risen. So when the sun is high and the calendar crowded, pause. One breath is enough if it is honest. God appearing as me is, in quietness and in confidence, shall be your strength. No ritual, no display, just a return. Before a meeting, at the door, at the link, at the elevator, look back of the eye. Behold God appearing as each one. Not Mr. So-and-so with his history, not Miss So-and-so with her moods. The Father's beloved Son, every one. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. Let that seeing precede your speech. Enter with I will help you, spoken silently to the room, to your own mouth, to the agenda. Then keep your words spare. It is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Do not lace the conversation with quotations. Presence persuades, platitudes provoke. If resistance shows, do not brace. Unsee the person and see through the suggestion. The atmosphere will adjust. With emails and deadlines, identify urgency for what it is, hypnotic suggestion. A chorus of subject lines singing now, now, or else. The arm of flesh. Drop it. My times are in thy hand. Attend to one thing from poise. If 10 messages clamor, label the clamor mesmerism, then answer the one you are quietly led to answer. Clarity is faster than hurry. You will find that the or else dissolves into an orderly next, and what looked like a snake in the inbox proves to be a rope of simple tasks. Do you see? Regarding money, do not chase or clutch. Supply is. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. I and my Father are one. Hold the ledger in that light. If a bill arrives with a hiss, if an invoice lingers unpaid, refuse the second power of lack. Give not a thought to balance or debtor as cause. Behold one in rest. I have watched accounts unfreeze. Checks arrive. Terms soften, not by push, but by presence. When the fear of money is unpersonalized and dropped, money flows as a servant, not a master. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. At meals, let grace be recognition, not recital. Lay down the fork a moment and know, all that I have is thine, and all that thou hast is mine. Give us this day our daily bread, not begged, but acknowledged. Food becomes sacrament when you unsee appetite and nutrition as powers and behold life feeding life. Then eat in peace. Use movement as a bell of mindfulness. Hallway, staircase, sidewalk, steering wheel, each transition is an altar. In him we live and move and have our being. Let footsteps mark as is. Let doors remind you, I carry presence in, I leave presence behind. If conversation springs up, keep it modest. Let your communication be, yea, yea, nay, nay. Often only I will help you, and silence will do the lifting. This is midday hygiene. Brief resets that behold as, I as, in people, tasks, and supply. Poise replaces pressure. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will note fewer flare-ups, cleaner decisions, kinder meetings, sane money, and an ease that threads the hours together. Do you follow that? Evening is the rinse. Let the day run out of your hands like water, not to be analyzed, but to be released. We begin by unseeing human good and human evil alike. Do you see? The applause and the accusation, the success and the stumble, the commendation and the complaint, each is the arm of flesh. If you treat it as cause, drop it. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils. Look back of the eye and behold source as all. This very self you call I is God appearing. This very universe you call circumstance is opportunity to witness God as God. Of mine own self I can do nothing. The day, therefore, was never yours to carry or correct. Lay it aside. Now, 5 minutes of listening, not composing truth, not reciting yesterday's lines. Words have served. Let them retire. Be still and know. Prime the pump, once God appearing as I is, and then consent to silence. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. If a phrase rises of its own weight, fear not, I am with thee. My grace is sufficient, receive it. Do not build on it, do not embroider it. Presence will instruct if there is instruction. Presence will simply be if there is only being. This is the crossing from letter to spirit. The habit of speaking gives way to the grace of hearing. Do you follow that? As memories flutter for attention, your quick word that cut, your slow patience that help release self-judgment with the same impersonal firmness you use on headlines, misses are not a person failing, they are hypnotic suggestion presenting a scene. Label them suggestion, no law, no substance, no self, and let them dissolve. Grief at oneself is only a subtler form of ego. Neither do I condemn thee. Correction comes as light, not lash. Where amendment is fitting, it will be simple and unsentimental tomorrow. Tonight it is enough to see the one. The sense of guilt or pride, two masks of the same claim of a second self, melts in one. Drop it. Let gratitude be pure, not a ledger of favors, counted and balanced as if God were a paymaster and you the clerk. Gratitude for isness. The Lord is, love is, life is. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, meaning from within, from the invisible source that is the very eye of you. Rest in that. A soft thank you without object is enough. It oxygenates the atmosphere of your being. Close with the surrender that ends striving. I live, yet not I, Christ liveth my life. Let the words not be a banner, but a yielding. Into thy hands I commend this day. this body, this mind, all names and narratives, be still and know. Sleep in the hush of one. If dreams of duty try to pull you upright, smile at the rope that once looked like a snake and return to the quiet. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will wake lighter, unburdened, and ready to hear before you speak. Do you see? When the call comes, a ring at midnight, a hand on your arm in the hallway, a text with too many exclamation points, keep the outer simple. Say only, I will help you. Do not teach. Do not lace the air with phrases. Do not correct their theology or your own. Comfort ye, my people, not with speeches, but with presence. Hang up the receiver, or sit with them, or step aside for a breath, and then do the actual work, which is no work of words. Do you see? Inwardly, give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. The name, the diagnosis, the drama, the threat arm of flesh, nothingness. Name the claim correctly. Hypnotic suggestion presenting as this picture, this pain, this panic. I am the Lord, and there is none else. If one is, two cannot be. Resist not evil. There is no evil power to resist, only a phantom to unsee. Snake in the rope, non-existent white poodle. Label it mesmerism and refuse it any status of cause, law, or self. Then turn from it without a backward glance. Do you follow that? Now stand in A-S-I-S, God the invisible appearing as this one. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear it for them, not as flattery to a frightened mortal, but as God witnessing to God's own appearing. Harmony is, life is, peace is, presence is. Be still and know that I am God. Let a word prime the pump, Father. Thou art the life here, thou art the mind here, and then fall silent. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. Listen briefly. The assurance will come as warmth, as hush, as a clear phrase. Fear not, I am with thee. My grace is sufficient for thee. The moment you feel the inner yes, stop. Words prime, realization draws, silence carries the remedy. A man once called from the roadside, struck, shaken, surrounded by lights. I said only, I will help you. I put down the phone and gave not a thought to metal, to time, to tissue. I stood in one God, appearing as Him, as helpers, as law and order, no second power operating. I named the terror mesmerism and dropped it. Then the hush came, a soft certainty as of peace, be still. Within the hour, he was home. More than the body's report, the air was different, fearless, fruitage. By our life experience, we know. If the need is yours, do the same. Do not rehearse symptoms to yourself. That is just mesmerism asking for a microphone. One sentence to a faithful friend, stand with me, and then both of you be still. Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. No exchange of remedies, no debate about causes. Presence in the midst is the help. Avoid postmortems and progress reports. Do not keep asking, is it better yet? That is unbelief, fishing for evidence. Stay in the realized is until the outer yields, and when it does, let thanksgiving be quiet. He sent his word and healed them, often without any theater, helped by presence and realization, not by explanations. Stand by in consciousness, few words outward, clean recognition within, and fruit follows the hush. Do you see? Triggers come fast, headlines blast, a twinge startles the body, a message hints at loss, and before a story is told, the pulse runs. On impact, stop, breathe, label. Hypnotic suggestion, no person, no law, no substance. Do not give the headline a face, the symptom a throne, the message a second power. Resist not evil. Drop the wrestling. A mirage grows by your combat. It shrinks under your indifference. One breath of impersonal recognition begins to clear the air. Do you see? Call the picture what it is. Arm of flesh nothingness. Snake in the rope. Non-existent white poodle. If you name it person, you arm it. If you name it law, you bow to it. If you name it substance, you fear it. Name it suggestion and let it pass through you like wind through reeds. I am the Lord, and there is none else. If one is, two cannot be. Therefore, no counterpower to appease, no fate to outrun, no second mind to inform. Drop it. Then turn. Turn to is. Harmony is. Life is. Peace is. Omnipresence is. Be still and know that I am God. Let not your heart be troubled. Words prime the pump. Father, thou art the life here, thou art the mind here, thou art the law here. Then silence. Let reaction drain as heat leaves metal when lifted from flame. Do not test for signs. Consent to presence. Often the first fruit is physical. Shoulders soften, breath lengthens, the stern pull at the brow releases. That is the atmosphere cleaning. Stay a moment more. Now seal with as. Identity at the root. I and the Father are one. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear it for yourself and for whatever face the news tried to paint. When oneness is felt, fear finds no place to land, for it requires a second self to inhabit. Perfect love casteth out fear, not your love projected, but love as the very eye that is looking. The instant this is realized, the temperature of the moment drops. The room is different, even if the print on the page is the same. Resume your activity from poise. Read the article from one, not from alarm. Answer the message without the tremor. Take care of the body without narrating it. If the symptom quiets, if the tone of the exchange softens, if urgency deflates into order, note it without trumpet. Fruitage is your barometer. Breathable ease where pressure had lodged. If the turbulence resurges, do not analyze progress. Repeat the move, stop, breathe, label mesmerism, turn to is, seal with as, proceed. This can take 30 seconds. It can be done in an elevator, at a red light, in a doorway. A parent once texted, "News just broke, markets falling. What do I do?" I answered only, "I will help you." Then I stood in one, dropped the marketer's cause, rested in is. Within the hour, he reported not a windfall, but a steadied hand. Sane choices, no panic sales, sleep by midnight, fruitage. This swift depersonalize and realize clears turbulence before it multiplies. Keep it simple. Keep it frequent. By your life experience, you will know. Do you follow that? From here, the path is simple, but it is not lazy. Stage one is the letter priming the pump. We use short, living statements that recall us to the root. God appearing as me. As harmony is. Life is, be still, and know that I am God. I and my Father are one. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. These are not charms, they are clearing winds. We place them gently, almost under our breath. Father, thou art the life here, thou art the mind here, thou art the law here. Then we stop. Words have served. You see? Stage two is spirit. Having primed the pump, you let the water flow of itself. You listen. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. In this maturing, the truth declares itself in you. You are not fabricating it. It is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. There will be times when a phrase arises with a weight that did not come from the head. Fear not, I am with thee. Peace. Other times only a hush, but a felt hush. This is the still small voice. It carries authority without push. You are not trying to be strong. You are resting in the strength that is. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Do you follow that? The marker of this shift is less speaking, more being. Outwardly, fewer words. Inwardly, a steadier light. You find yourself saying only, I will help you, and then your silence does the lifting. Meetings receive their tone before you speak. Decisions clarify without contest. The body quiets as if heard. Money behaves as servant, not master. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you know you have crossed from recitation to realization. If results lag, if agitation returns again and again, do not strain for the hush. Prime the pump again with as is. This is discipline maturing into receptivity. The letter trains the ear, the spirit does the speaking. Avoid the trap of emotional highs. A glow may visit a sweet mood, a warmth in the chest, and yet no fruit follows. That is not realization, that is weather. By their fruits ye shall know them. Do you see? If the glow is followed by impatience, by hurried speech, by old fears in new clothes, you have had an emotional jag. Do not condemn it. Do not boast of it. Return to the quiet statement and the listening. True impartation is known by its hallmark. It leaves you with less to say and more to live. Flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. Practice trains receptivity. Keep the small appointments morning, midday, evening, and the on-contact pauses. Each primes the pump and then waits. Over time you discover a new governance. Presence conducts your day. I live, yet not I. Christ liveth my life. You move from choosing thoughts to consenting to guidance, from pushing outcomes to witnessing order. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Let that be your vow. Hear before you speak, hear before you move, hear before you judge, then move. Not by self-talk, but by spirit. And the barometer will tell the truth, easier breath, cleaner hours, quiet help flowing where noise had been. Do you see? Superstition must be rinsed out if hygiene is to stay clean. Identify the props you fear, to omit the candle you must light, the chair you must sit in, the music that must play, the bracelet, the app streak, the exact phrasing at 6 a.m. If its absence breeds dread, note it. That dread is your diagnostic. Detox is needed. Do you see? We do not attack objects. We do not lean on them. They are effects, never cause. If a book helps, read. If a bell pleases, ring. If a space is lovely, sit there. But cause? No. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth, not by chair, nor candle, nor clock, by spirit. The kingdom of God is within you. When you assign cause outside, even to beautiful things, you hand your peace to the arm of flesh. Drop it. Let the prop be a servant, not a master. Trade ritual guilt for realized presence. Harmony is regardless of props. Love is without the playlist. Life is before the incense. Do you follow that? Superstition whispers, if you miss the routine, you miss God. Truth answers, lo, I am with you always. Presence is not a mood you manufacture. It is the fact of being you recognize. Take no thought, not even religious thought multiplied as ritual anxiety. Little children, keep yourselves from idols, not by smashing them, but by unseeing their supposed power. The practical step is simple and searching. One ritual-free day, anchored only in ASIS and listening, from waking to sleeping. No special setup, no special words beyond the minimal primer, God appearing as me, is. At each pause, prime once, then listen. Enter into thy closet, which is not a room but a state, and thy Father which seeth in secret rewards openly. If at noon the hand reaches for the old charm, smile and let it rest. Label the urge, mesmerism, habit, dressed as holiness, and drop it. Be still and know. Let the day prove whether props were ever cause. If dread flares, do not debate it, depersonalize it. Hypnotic suggestion, nothing. Snake in the rope. Then turn to is. Omnipresence is. Peace is. We walk by faith, not by sight. Stay with the hush until the pulse steadies. Move on. A student once told me, I forgot my candle and felt there. I said, only I will help you. Then stood in one. That evening she reported an ordinary miracle, quiet hours, clear answers, no candle, fruitage. The idol lost its throne. By your life experience, by the fruitage, you will know your freedom. Anxiety fades when the center holds. Choices grow simple. Help flows without props. Interruptions lose their sting. The room is light whether or not the blinds are open. If fear returns, repeat the day. Having begun in the spirit, are ye now made perfect by the flesh? No, not by might, nor by power, nor by paraphernalia, but by my spirit. Let presence, not props, be cause. Clean hygiene is freedom from ritual fear. Do you see? At the close of a week, we do not grade ourselves by effort or eloquence. We take a quiet look at fruit. By their fruits ye shall know them. Do you see? Sit still for 3 minutes and ask, without drama and without defense, is the air of my being cleaner than 7 days ago? Fewer startles? When startled, quicker, settling? Are meetings gentler? Did guidance come clearer one step at a time without the push? Has supply behaved as servant, not master? Bills met without the whip, giving done without the clutch? Have my words grown fewer and kinder? Has the body answered to peace rather than to panic? This is the audit. Not to condemn, not to boast, only to behold the evidence of realized ASIS in the lanes of daily life. If the needle scarcely moved, do not spin a tale. Correct the method. Shorten words. Lengthen listening. Prime, once God appearing as me, is and then be still. Be still and know that I am God. If thought scrambles for more phrases, label the scramble mesmerism. Drop it. Give not a thought to the person or the conditioned arm of flesh. Nothingness. The snake in the rope never was a snake. Unpersonalize faster. When news barks, when a symptom pricks, when a colleague bristles, do not assign face or cause. Call it suggestion and turn at once to is. Harmony is. Life is. Peace is. Then seal with as, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Do you follow that? The practice is simpler than the mind wishes and sterner than the emotions prefer. Reaffirm your vow for the coming days. Let it be lean and living. I will help you. Whisper it within before you enter rooms. Open mail. Answer calls. It is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Keep your conversation spare. Let presence do the lifting. This is not a lazy person's work. It asks for a few true pauses taken faithfully. But it is restful because it carries it, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. When the government of the day shifts from self to spirit, you are born more than you are bearing. Close the review with gratitude. Not a ledger, a look at is, the Lord is, love is, guidance is. Lo, I am with you always, Into thy hands we commend this week, its scenes unseen, its good unclaimed as personal, its misses unpersonalized and dropped. My grace is sufficient for thee. Thank you for your willingness, your practice, your listening. We continue tomorrow, same quiet appointments, same vow, same barometer of fruitage. Keep the rhythm gentle and exact, steady practice, steady peace. I live, yet not I. Christ liveth my life. And now rest. He giveth his beloved sleep. Thank you.